My name is Thorsten Ryle. I'm the founder and CEO of Natural Motion. We make a racing game called CSR 2 on mobile, and I'm the proud owner of a McLaren 12C. So CSR racing we think of as the purest form of car comparison. You want to make sure that you get the revs right. Too high and you've got wheel spin, too low and the car is too slow. So the integration of the 720S came about because we already had a close relationship with McLaren. We had previous cars in the game. When McLaren told us that there's a new car coming up, we were lucky enough to have the opportunity to see it early on. I'm thrilled to be able to go to the MTC several times over. We really cared about getting everything just right, and I think that was a really good collaboration with McLaren. The challenge that you have when you make a video game for mobile games is that you want to make sure that the cars look absolutely beautiful and as good, if not even better than what you would see in console games. The way we achieve that with CSR 2 and specifically with the 720S is that, first of all, obviously we use the original data from the manufacturer. That is incredibly high fidelity data. But we also usually want to take photographs of the car itself to make sure that we get everything right. That meant, of course, that there were sometimes quite last-minute changes. For example, the steering wheel specification was changed very late in the day, but we still managed to get it into the game because it was important for us that when you saw the 720S in the game, it was just like it was in the real world. We really went to painstaking lengths to try and get the detail right, but also the colors. And the colors are actually one of the trickier parts. Obviously, manufacturers like McLaren put a lot of time into designing their colors, and we have to make sure that from a graphics point of view, we get that across, and we really get across how particular colors reflect the light in various angles and lighting conditions, and that is non-trivial. That's probably where we spend most of the time later on in the production cycle of the car. And really what we try to do is get to that richness that you'd only really see on console, but put that in your pocket, so you have it at the screen at a resolution actually that's much higher than what you would get in console gaming. The engines are obviously really important in a game. That there's a big difference between what an engine sounds like. If it's either on full throttle, it's going up to the rev range or down to the rev range. So what we've developed is a procedural system that allows us to add and modify those noises in a way depending on how you actually drive the car. When we released the 720S, obviously there's been huge positive feedback. Car launches like that, in particular when it's such an awesome car, a car with so much performance, that really goes down well with our community. And we can always see that, obviously in the social channels, but we can also see that in engagement in the actual game. So we care about how a car looks in CSR 2, but we took it quite a big step further with this game because you're now really able to customize your car. And all the customizations you're able to do in the game are actually the real manufacturer-approved customizations. So that starts obviously with the color, then is about the wheels, which we choose, but even the interior, the trim of the interior that you choose is all based on the original manufacturer specification. But the result is that when you spec your car in CSR 2 in the configurator, it really does look like the real car. The CSR franchise has become a bit of a phenomenon for us. It's a lot more successful than we originally anticipated. In fact, it stands now at over 200 million downloads. That's the equivalent of more than 2% of the world's population. The reach that you can have with gaming, in particular with mobile gaming, is so huge that there is a really good partnership that you can have between game makers like us and manufacturers. Obviously for us it's really important to have a game that has the real cars in it that are authentic. But I think for a manufacturer, like McLaren for example, it means that they can get their car out in a really authentic way to a huge number of people very quickly.